Hey, Flathead Tom here. It's winter time here in New England. I'm juggling a few projects. Did these interior door panels in the Excursion a while back. I've got leather seats and a center console to replace with that. I want to do leather seats in the back. And I've got the rear door panels that I started to work on last year. Realize I'm going to have to piece together a few of them to make the rear door panels match up with the 2010 door panels that I have in the back of the Excursion, well, planned to put in the Excursion. I've got all my leather seats, the power seats and things to put in. So I had to stack up stuff because of winter. So new center console, the leather seats. I've wired everything up. I've been studying wiring. Here's the rear panels. I need two more to be able to cut them up, weld them together, and make them work. Part of the reason I'm sharing this stuff is because if you're like me, a guy doing stuff on a budget, I'm not on a YouTube budget. I don't have a YouTube channel where I make $1 million a year. So everything's, whatever discretionary income I might have, $100 here, $100 there, $200 here. And so we've got a few things in the works. We're still working on the Cadillac motor, which is taking time because of people's availability and parts and so forth. But it's at various stages of waiting for assembly. We've got to rebuild that carburetor. That quadrajet, got to get that all rebuilt and ready for action. But we're waiting for the rocker arm assemblies. We're going to install those probably in 2 weeks, which would be great. Still got to get the Cadillac transmission and engine into the machine. I don't know how we're going to do that. I don't know if you can see right back there. Yeah. There's a Springer front end, a stock length Springer front end, because I planned on changing my 1945 big twin flathead chopper into a bobber. Got that rear panhead fender from my old friend Steve Marvis. I've got the panhead tanks and dash, a sprung seat. Anyway, why do I give you this little tour? I like watching Vice Grip Garage. Derek sometimes gets a hold of some roach. He just did a Cadillac Eliante from Eastern Florida. And it took him about a week. He flew down, rented a car, back and forth to parts stores, showed us all the work. 2 hours later, he was back in Tennessee. It took him about a week, I'd say. The thing is, projects like all of these that I have, the 59 Cadillac that belongs to the church that we're picking away at, also the 51 Hudson, I've sent the distributor off to be repaired. My Excursion has stuff that I want to do to it. My big twin flathead, and of course we've got the Indian chopper and others. Projects take time and money. And often they don't coincide. Often you have time and no money, or no time and tons of money. So you pick away at things. So I found a front wheel for that set of forks for the flathead. And you just slowly and steadily, methodically, pick up your parts and pick away at your project. Some things on the 59 Cadillac are up to other people to accomplish. So I'm waiting on my body guy, I'm waiting for the window guys. We have an interior we've scavenged up. There's a lot of stuff we've done, but you pick up a little bit at a time. This is kind of a story about life. Life is made in incremental progress. You don't make, life isn't like the lottery. You don't just win the lottery. You incrementally make progress. And it might take you years to make progress. That's why so many project cars and trucks and motorcycles and things that I pick away on. Oh, I still got the International we got to do the front fender on. That's buried in a snowbank. Everything's done incrementally. And when you're counting on others, like I have my buddy Fred, who's going to be welding up the front bumper on the International. He did the rear bumper. Looks absolutely awesome. And I'm super stoked about the way that looks. But until he's ready, it sits here in the snowbank. Does do pretty good with that four-wheel drive. So I'm going to match up that rear bumper to the front bumper and maybe put a guardrail, cow catcher on the front. Something ludicrous so it looks like a forestry truck. Anyway, I tell you all this because life is made, you make incremental progress. Incremental, deliberate progress. You can't rush it. Things have to be done exactly at the right time. If your life is not going the way you want, trust that God is doing something with that time to develop you in the process. Yeah, I'd love all my projects to be done today. But the incremental progress is how I do it. Because I don't have a pile of money. I don't have a YouTube channel paying out $1 million. So I've got to do incremental progress with little tiny bites. That's how you get ahead. God bless you.